time yesterday, everybody in the world knew that Bob Chapek had gone, basically Emperor Palpatine on Peter Rice. Peter Rice was basically the woke kingpin at Disney. He is the reason why Disney, in large part, was going hardcore, woke, and left. He's part of what's called the Walter Kites Foundation. And go look that up or watch Valiant Renegade's video. I do admit one thing is being left out, and it shouldn't be. And here's the thing that's being left out. David Zaslav, hey, just Mike, good afternoon. David Zaslav sits on the board of the Walter Kites Foundation, okay? Now, what did Peter Rice do? He basically gave agency to the Wokistanians at Disney, and it came to a head in April and March when basically Chapek said, I'm not going to talk. Disney doesn't get involved in politics. Okay. They all freaked out. Why? Look, they were trying to take Chapek out, and he knew it. Okay. Yeah, I looked it up a while ago. I'm not sure if he still is. I suppose I could go look, but I don't feel like doing it right now. But I did see his name and went, you'll notice that Bob Chapek's name is not on that. But basically, you got to understand that the people at Disney, the Reimagine Tomorrow, the people that Peter Rice protected and gave agency to, did not want to moderate their stance. They wanted Disney to not be an entertainment brand anymore. They wanted it to be their activist group. And Bob Chapek stood in the way of that. Now, they wanted to continue the stuff that it's my other phone, the other stuff that Bob Iger was letting him, I mean, he basically let them run amok, okay? He basically let them run amok, and things got out of hand, and I don't think Chapek was ready for what happened. But I want to explain something to you. I've said for a long time Disney had to go public with what was going on there to get people's trust back and let us in on the secret. When Peter Rice walked in to Bob Chapek's office in the evening of Monday, on Monday evening, he didn't have any idea. He wasn't frog marched in like WW Pro said. He was ambushed. Okay, he was literally had his knees knocked out of him. He didn't think he was walking in there to get fired. And I mean fired. He had just signed a long-term contract last summer. Of course, he's getting a big payout, but he's done. Meeting last 7 minutes. Was told he doesn't fit in the new company culture. When he asked why, and Chapek said, I don't need to explain it to you, and get the hell out. Basically, it was great. Take your shit and go. Okay. When you have Susan Arnold actually coming out and basically saying the day before, saying the board and myself support Bob Chapek, they were 150% behind this. Now, I'm going to ask why. Because Reimagine Tomorrow and Peter Rice and his little minions like Latondra Newton and la 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 la, all she does is diversity and inclusion. Every company has it, and it's a waste of money. Basically, it's a shakedown. Okay. She's a shakedown artist. She's nothing more than that. She's now no longer protected. Okay. I do not know how this is going to happen, but she better start looking for a new job. Okay. They all better start looking for new jobs because the person that was there protecting them championed them and basically gave them the foundation to build Reimagine Tomorrow was so unceremoniously and ruthlessly fired. I can't reiterate that fact more. Underline it 3 times. I did not expect that to happen like that. I thought he was going to leave. I thought he was going to go to Warner Brothers. I knew that there would be firings coming. I did not expect it to go like this. Basically, the bottom dropped out in Wokistan in one firing. And I, again, just Mike, I've been thinking about that, and this shakes. Look, Kennedy has Lucasfilm, Kevin Feige has Marvel, whoever has Pixar. Everything else belonged to Peter Rice. Okay. He was, I think, higher in the totem pole than they were in lots of ways because of where he had all of his little fingernails. However, the fact that Chapek had no problem embarrassing him. Do you know how embarrassing it was? He literally had his soul crushed in 7 minutes. Okay, think about that. Think about that. This was one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, really. And he basically was shown the door. Get the hell out. Here's your money and go. Okay. And my feeling is that not only is going to get the Wokistanians' attention to the point where they got to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their lives and leave before they come after they've got people coming after them, and or it's got to make Kevin Feige and I don't know, I can't remember who the president of Pixar is. It's got to make those two and Kennedy, like, because look, let's find something. Kevin Feige took a shot. It is just Mike. Kevin Feige took a shot at JPEG last year? And got crushed, right? Now we've got this idiot who, they've been trying to figure out how to get rid of JPEG, so they use the Florida parental rights bill. Not only did they lose, they embarrassed themselves with that phony walkout, and they totally missed the mark. When you've got one person showing up to the march in Florida, and everybody, like, what was it, 100 people in California, they went on their lunch break and then went back. Yeah, it is. Joker voice. This is a nuke going off. They failed to make a dent. And what they did to the company was horribly damaging. Okay. Stocks took a hit. People started canceling reservations. Okay. Outrage amongst politicals. Okay. In Florida. You can't take a shot at Ron DeSantis and expect to live. The guy was trained Navy SEALs. Trained with Navy SEALs as a Navy JAG. Okay. And he wears a trident and eagles. Okay. I mean, he is a badass. Okay. This is why he's such a badass, is because of who he is and who he trained with. He's a no-nonsense, I'll say, prick. And I think every Republican governor should be a no-nonsense prick. That's my opinion. Or no-nonsense bitch. They really fucked everything up, Reedy Creek. The fans are out. People are outraged. No one wants to see Latoya Ravenel crying and whining, and Carrie Burke talking about her kids that can't decide, which side of the bread they butter. You know, it's like, look, guys, look, okay, look, this is me, all right. You know, I don't want these people who don't look. None of them live in Florida, by the way, none of them, except for the lady who was in the video. Yeah, Joker Voices pretty much announced by Susan Arnold before this was all announced that he got the support of the board, and that tells me that he's probably got a new contract. Okay, and if he does, you know, and I do think he's got to be in a hurry to do that, even if, and the reason why is because it took I mean, get into that if I remember in a little bit. These people damaged the company. Okay, now you've got black pills on YouTube, pushing the goalposts back. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, you got to read between the lines. You've got to see what's going on and look at the bigger picture, and then try to form a visual of what's going to happen in a month. Look, JPEG surprised me. I didn't think this was going to happen until July. We've got, what, 8 days till my birthday? He went totally ballistic on these people. And you guys don't understand. A lot of people are like, well, we don't know who Peter Rice is. Peter Rice, firing him is the same as firing Kathleen Kennedy. Okay. Now, the lady that was hired to take his place was his right-hand woman, Dana Walden. She's got her contract coming up. So she's got to do what Chapek wants, okay, or she's out too. They'll just let her contract die, okay. Now, with Kennedy, I am like, why would you not fire her this way? And I understand why. She should go with her dignity, blah, blah, blah. And again, I think it would be good for the fans to see her marched into Chapek's office and then with her big payoff and fired. But again, she's a woman. She's, for some reason, respected, even if they all know she's incompetent. And she could cause a lot of trouble. Okay. And so they're letting her leave under her own steam. And I really think that the curtain fell on her at Star Wars Celebration, and I think that's the last time we'll ever see her. Okay? And yeah, you're right. So let's talk about this. What are we going to see down the road? I think if Chapek isn't happy with the numbers for Ms. Marvel, and I have to say I think it's cute. I don't really have any problems with it. I've only, I've watched it. It didn't drag me in like Kenobi did, but I'm not a Marvel fan. But as far for what it is, it's a million times better than Moon Knight. Also, so we've got Feige going. Kennedy is already on her way out. They're giving her her way out. Okay. She's got awards. She'll probably get her own Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars, by herself. Zaslav offered him a job. Zaslav actually talked to him, and Rice turned him down. And it looks to me, and this is speculating, but I think the evidence is there that he thought they could remove Chapek, okay, and Rice would end up being the CEO of Disney. Not not going to happen now, okay. Disney can't afford to go woke anymore, okay, and I saw some woke fuckstick, pardon my French, came on here and left a comment. Well, there go the stocks. Can I ask? Put a one in the chat. Do you guys think that the board knew the stocks were going to take a hit when they did this? Because they did. Okay, they did. Susan Arnold knew. They're dealing with a massive time bomb that Bob Iger allowed to happen. Okay. All right. It's true. Bob Iger's the one that set this up. He's the one that kept Rice, and he's the one that let Rice do whatever he wanted. He was the one that allowed Rice to create Reimagine Tomorrow, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is Bob Iger's baby blowing up in his face. Okay. So let's look down. Yeah, they've missed 3 times. They've missed twice now. And it looks like they're going to have a pretty good earnings call. So we'll get to hear that and see what happens. Bragging about them losing 30 million subscribers here, they added 50 million overseas. Okay, they're not making as much money with them, but still, it's positive. It's a positive of 20 million. Okay, so what do you want? Now, okay, I'll look at that. Now, what are we going to see in the coming weeks? Because I have a feeling this is all going to happen real fast. And I've told you guys to start looking at the Disney leadership roles, okay? Because the people in Reimagine Tomorrow are probably going to go away. And I would expect the first one would be Carrie Burke, all right? And Latondra Newton, okay? With the parks and all of that, where Carmen Smith kind of has waddled in and nested like a parasite that she is. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. She is the one behind a lot of renaming things and making things disappear and all the rest of this shit. She's a bad person. All right, she's a racist. She's a black militant racist, and I personally don't like her. Okay, this is me saying that. So we need to look at that and see where she goes. Okay, need to see where she goes. And what happens with that. But I expect a lot of the people at Disney that Rice was upholding, forwarding, championing, husbanding along are going to start leaving of their own because they got fired. Okay. They know the axe is coming now. And I'm going to explain something. Again, underline this 3 times. Firing Peter Rice was as big or bigger than Kennedy. Okay. And now Feige knows he'll get his head chopped off. Now, he's anybody and everybody's up. There's no reason for any shilly-shallying around. So you're gonna see other people leave. I'm gonna be up there putting my makeup on again, and I'm gonna look down at my email and go, holy shit, they fired. Yeah, he was, and but I gotta say, after seeing Kennedy's behavior at Star Wars Celebration, she didn't want to be there anymore. She wanted to be off the stage. Jon Favreau kept bringing her back in, and to me, it looked. And one of my subscribers here, Stephanie, was there. And if I'd had money to go out, I would have gone with her to Star Wars Celebration. She said they kept dragging Kennedy out. She didn't want to be there. And when Ford came off, and he came off the left side of the stage and did the John Williams thing and had a very tearful talk. Yeah, he did. Kennedy started interrupting him. Tell him when the movie's going to be released, like 4 or 5 times. Kennedy's MO is constantly interrupting people. And I guess from Stephanie's perspective and others that I've talked to, they were like, he looked at her like he was like, shut the fuck up, Kathy. Okay. I have a theory, and I think I'm right, that he slow rolled his injury. If you're going to fuck up your shoulder, I don't really know, but I expect there's going to be a shakeup coming everywhere. I expect Alan Bergman and others to start really looking not just at the heads of these companies that are under the Disney umbrella, but the people that work for them. Okay. I don't think she will. I think she's gone by October. I've got that because it was so weird. If you watch her behavior at Celebration, it was like watching your replacements out there and really not wanting to be there anymore. Okay, that's what it looked like to me. Yeah, just Mike, I would too. You know, we still have apparently, of course, I don't know if I still believe this, and I actually need official word. I don't care if Jobby Harold's, whatever he said about Pablo, he's still there, apparently. You know, as far as I can tell, Charles Soule took his job. They did? Okay, I didn't notice that. I mean, you know, it's really interesting watching this, and I know there's now chaos and bedlam going on at you know, watching all this happen, and I know there's chaos going on, but I'm literally stunned at how fast this happened. And now, look, everybody here, right here, knows that Disney does everything under the ground. All this shit with Kennedy, very hidden. We've had to speculate about everything. Even Feige, you know, when he took a shot at the king and missed, that was all very clandestine. However, this was a public, as one of you guys just said, it was a public beheading. All right. And the way Chapek did it, it was like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, now take your shit and go. So I speculate that Chapek did an internal investigation, discovered that that Rice was subverting him, and said, you know, and I would suspect even that Dana Walden probably outed him. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay? Not at all. Now, if she doesn't moderate the tone, she's gone too. Okay? She's gone too. Because it's the moderation's happening whether they want to or not. And for anybody who sees woke shit there and woke, it's going to be there. Okay? Until it's gone. All right, you're just going to have to get used to being patient with a lot of this. However, as far as like the firings and people leaving, I think it's happened a lot faster. And with Peter Rice's brutal firing, I have a feeling that we're going to see names we know very well leave before they get fired. Okay, why I say that Kennedy will probably retire or announce it. See, my problem with the fandom menace, Jeremy and Gary and all the rest of these people, is they can't read the tea leaves. They don't know how to. And after seeing her at Star Wars Celebration and not talking at all about her pet project, The Acolyte, very interesting to me, nothing about that was announced. Okay, announce it all day in Vanity Fair. It's a friendly publication, but you know, yeah. Well, I was doing that, and with Pablo, and the Amber Heard rule applies. If you see somebody getting unfollowed by a company or unfollowing a company like he did, something's up. I don't care what he says. You know, Javi Harold might like the guy and isn't going to tell the truth anyway. Okay, so that's just that. But I can't remember what my point was. But the reason why I think Kennedy is probably going to leave sooner is this Peter Rice stuff. This is another thing that indicates that Bob Chapek has been taking the mask off, and what you've got is a real son of a bitch, okay? And he's not going to listen to anybody's nonsense. I mean, he's kind of like me. I'll listen to your problem once. Next time I see you, I'm you either solved it or are solving it because I don't want to hear about it again. There's only so much time in the day that a CEO as busy as him can devote to this bullshit. And ultimately, Reimagine Tomorrow, diversity and inclusion is bullshit. It's absolute fucking fake bullshit. And it's bullshit at Lucasfilm, it's bullshit at Marvel, it's bullshit at Pixar. Okay? Now, Pixar was just had Buzz Lightyear, that movie shown. So, and nothing about the yucky stuff in it. Nothing. Okay. Is it still in it? Are they saying anything? See, here's the deal. All these people that were throwing 10,000 temper tantrums have now shut their mouths. Okay. And again, I'm going to give you my take on what happened with Rice. Evening meeting on Monday. Did you know that people get fired on Mondays? Okay. Weird. I always thought it was Fridays, but okay. Walks in, is called, Peter, I want to see you. Okay, boss, sure. Walks in, strides in, Mr. Confident. I'm going to be CEO here. I'm going to get the big corner office. And walks in, and he's told bluntly, you do not fit into the new culture that we're trying to build at Disney. Well, I thought we were building a new culture. We're not talking about that. That's not up for debate. That's not up for explanation. Take your shit and go. You're fired. That's what it was. 7 minutes of that. Okay. Bob Chapek has proven himself to be a meaner son of a bitch than David Zaslow. Okay. I'm not kidding. It's very interesting to me. But seeing him do that and the idea that Jeff Morrell, yes, he is. He very much is. Jeff Morrell leaving on his own recognizance, I don't think he did. Look, I don't care what anybody says. Morrell screwed up the PR. Okay, he did not do a good job. And they didn't realize, I think, at the time, how bad a job he'd done. Okay. He was one of the people that came from the Pentagon. He worked for Don Rumsfeld. You know, that you want to talk about a scary guy? Don Rumsfeld was a scary guy. I met him. I was like, you know, they had to. That's actually, Don, I really think that that's probably what they did because you really even can't use your own phone for this. And the reason why is because the company's security can say, we want to see your phone. They did that at Lucasfilm. Okay, we want to see your phone. You know, so this is a big deal. No, she's done before that Joker voice. It's over. Go watch the Star Wars Celebration videos of her on stage. She'll want to be there. She'll want to be there. She's really got nothing to do anymore. There's no reason for her to be there. And I'm going to say this, and I've said this before, I'll say this again. Jon Favreau is taking over Lucasfilm, whether anybody likes it or not. When he was up there, he was like the boss, okay? And Dave Filoni was a sidekick, okay? And, you know, it's really interesting to me how that was playing out. But if you see the way she behaved, if you see how she was acting, she did not want to be there. She was a third wheel. And it was like, look, if you have a job and if you have a job and let's say like you're resigning to take another job and you've been there for like 10 years and so it's kind of emotional, but your replacement's out there and he hasn't been announced and they're doing a presentation and he keeps bringing you back in. That's embarrassing, okay? That's hard to take. And that's also like, I don't work here anymore. I don't have any interest in this anymore. And I shouldn't be here. And that's exactly the feeling I got seeing her. And people at Celebration that I talked to were like, she want to be there. Okay. And when Ford came out, she pissed him off. Yep, Sci-Fi Universe I would too. Anyway, I am gonna go. I did an upload, so watch that. Look for more, and don't be surprised if you see more big names. I expect the next big name will be Kevin Feige. I don't know why. I got a gut feeling. I've wanted to see a public humiliation of some of these people. Well, she can, this is the point I wanted to make. He's not a CEO. And people, actually, if you talk to Mexican Iron Man, Mike says that firings do happen on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's just, but if they gave Peter Rice wasn't a CEO. He was basically the chairman of all the content outside of Pixar, Lucasfilm, and Marvel. If they gave a hard date for Kennedy's departure, if she put out a press release saying, as of October 31st, 2022, I am retiring from Lucasfilm. I will be part of the Indiana Jones 5 rollout, all of that, but I will no longer be president of Lucasfilm after this date. Every black pill on YouTube would have to shut their mouths. Or they would do it, I know what they're already doing, move the goalpost back and get ready to attack the new person. All right, I already seen them attacking Jon Favreau. All right, so they're chasing dollars when they do that. They're chasing money. They're not being honest. Um, the attacks on Kenobi are intellectually dishonest. They're not fair, and they're bullshit. Okay, like I said today, I was talking to a friend of mine. There's absolutely nothing in canon, and you can't. Once you start looking at it, you know I'm right. That says Kenobi did not meet Vader after Mustafar. So if you think that breaks canon, kiss my ass. A lot of the stuff people are complaining about are from the EU. All right, Obi-Wan basically cutting himself off away from the Force isn't from the sequel trilogy. Duh. That's expanded universe. Luke could do that. Okay. Obi-Wan doesn't want to be found. Obi-Wan is in the last place that anybody would look for him. When you look at Revenge of the Sith, go watch it. Obi-Wan leaves Vader to die. He did not stop and watch the Emperor introduce his new guy. And in fact, the Emperor never does that. That's, I think, an EU comic book. Doesn't have to. No one knows Vader's Anakin within the Imperial ranks but a few people. Palpatine and Reva, because she saw him storm the Jedi Temple before he was wounded. And maybe the other Inquisitors, that's it. That's it. That's it. Obi-Wan doesn't know Vader's alive. Okay. Okay, bye. All right, so when you sit there and say he knew, yeah, but Vader was dead, he thought. And there you go. Anyway, I gotta go anyway. So you guys be good. Get ready for a hell of a ride coming on. Talk to y'all later. See